What's up everybody, this is Vanquish X and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my review of the first two episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, The Ghost and Meet the New Boss. Now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been one of my favourite comic book shows for a while now. I will admit the first season was a bit shaky, the first half was pretty bad, but the second half made it better. Season 2 made it good, Season 3 made it really good, and Season 4 seems like it's going to push it up another level, as these first two episodes were a great way to start the show. It's just a great way to show, hey, we're still here, we're going to kick ass, we're going to be better than ever, and that's what these two episodes gave me. In the first episode, you can feel that the new time slot, they're on a bit later now, is going to really help make this a bit more serious, scarier because of Ghost Rider, and just make it better in general, and it's going to be a bit more of a serious show, which is a good thing in my opinion. It needs a bit more seriousness in it, and of course the more comic book stuff, the better in this show, and the more they can have, it'll make it just really good. So right off the bat, you can feel this season's going to be different, as it starts with Ghost Rider hunting. There's this group of skinheads, they look kind of like neo-Nazi like, they're in their car driving like mad, going, you know, where the hell is he, shooting randomly as he's coming for them. They're shitting themselves, and this is when they run into Daisy. She uses her powers to stop the car, and Ghost Rider, his car comes around the side and just revs its engine, and its wheels go on fire, and it bolts towards them, and they take out a bazooka, just randomly take out a bazooka and shoot his car, and it impacts, but he flies in the air, his car spins around and lands back on its wheels and drives towards them. It's crazy. He just smashes it in our car, and we get a feeling Ghost Rider is going to be a serious wild card in this season, as he just gets out, drags one of them behind their car, and blood goes everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Just so much of it. He's going to be one scary dude, just ripping people apart. He's going to be serious in this season, and this is when Daisy sees him for the first time, as he like puts a fire circle around her car and drags another one into his car. She sees his head on fire. She's like, what the hell's going on? So she starts a little hunt for him. She's looking for people who have bought black Charger cars recently, so that's her little story arc for this episode, is finding out who the hell this guy is. And then we jump to the S.H.I.E.L.D. side of things, and we can feel it's very different. There's a new director, there's like different ranking systems. People have been separated by colour, like they've got little tags with like orange, red and all that. It was a way to stop rank feeling, you know, make people feel inferior, but I think it's made it worse. People are a bit more edgy and are more like, oh, he's sucking up to the director now and all that. So it might have made stuff worse, but S.H.I.E.L.D. feels different now. It feels busy. Every little unit has a bunch of people, and there's tons of agents, scientists, and the way S.H.I.E.L.D. should be. It should feel busy, feel like an agency, instead of a group of 6 people on a plane for 3 seasons and just kind of handling it themselves. That's not how S.H.I.E.L.D. should feel like. So it's better in that aspect. S.H.I.E.L.D. feels like S.H.I.E.L.D. again, which is how it should have been for these last seasons. Busy, which is great. And as we're seeing this stuff in S.H.I.E.L.D., May talks to Mac and Coulson, and they kind of get a little mission to find out about this Ghost Rider guy, find out about these killings, as people have been getting torn apart, bodies being left, blood everywhere, so she sends them on that mission to find out who they are. But within that mission, they're going on their own little mission to find Daisy. They're still trying to find her, so they kind of do that within their mission to find out about this Ghost Rider thing. And doing so, and you see a deal going on with Chinese mafia or gangsters or whatever they are, and they're getting this box given to them, this big metal box, and when they open it, a ghost comes out of it. There is Ghost. A ghost lady comes out and whispers something to one of them, and they start hallucinating, going crazy, and they start beating the shit out of each other and killing each other. She says one word, so there's definitely more supernatural stuff coming into this season, especially since a ghost says one thing and people start killing each other. So supernatural stuff is definitely coming to this show, and it's a better idea to do that with Doctor Strange coming out, Ghost Rider being in this, and they have to keep alongside the MCU. So them having supernatural stuff with ghosts, Ghost Riders, or whatever else they're going to do is a good idea to keep along with Doctor Strange and all that. So it's quite cool to see. And supernatural stuff looks like it's going to be serious, since she says one word and they kill each other. It's crazy. And then let's talk about that Ghost Rider reveal, which is a big reason people might be jumping back into the show if they gave up after a few episodes in season 1, which I can't blame them for. It wasn't that good back then, but just that reveal, holy crap, I'm surprised they managed to pull that off. He looked fantastic. When his face starts to melt and the skull comes out and goes over his original face, it looked crazy. I'm surprised they pulled it off. With TV budget, he looked incredible. My mouth was just when he changed. I just couldn't believe they managed to make it that good. And the fight he has with Daisy is really cool. He's setting crowbars on fire, engine parts, flinging them all at her. He just looked great, and I'm just hoping they haven't blew everything and he's going to look this good now and you won't see him as often in other episodes, but he looked great here. He looked fantastic. fantastic. So I can't believe they pulled it off. Ghost Rider's in the MCU and he looked fantastic. I can't believe they pulled it off. And yet this brought the episode to an awesome end. It was great seeing him there. Robbie Reyes looks like he's going to be a badass. I just can't believe Ghost Rider's in the MCU now. It's crazy. So for all of that, I'm going to give this episode a pure quality. It was great. It was a great opener to the new season of the show, showing it's going to be darker, more serious, a bit more sinister and all that. It was great. I can't wait to see when they're going to take on these elements. Ghost Rider, supernatural stuff, the new director and S.H.I.E.L.D. when the way it's been handled. I can't wait for the rest of it. So yeah, that's it for that episode. So let's just jump on to the second episode, Meeting the New Boss. And in this episode, we learn a lot more about Robbie Reyes, how he became Ghost Rider and all that. He says he sold his soul, so maybe Mephisto's involved. Maybe he's the big bad in the season. That would be awesome to see Mephisto being the big bad and controlling everything. That would be a really cool way to take it. And Daisy and him, of course, have another fight. They fight in the garage. He works in, just fire going everywhere, earthquakes, and then he eventually knocks her ass out and ties her to a chair. And this is when they gain a bit of common ground through shouting, accusing each other of everything, anger, and just going for each other. But they gain a bit of common ground, so that's a good thing, since I think they'll team up later on. I think it'll be a good thing to go with. And then we jump to the S.H.I.E.L.D. side again, and they're getting ready to go public. People are getting shown around the new S.H.I.E.L.D. Just people, not reporters, but like government side of things coming in, looking around and all that. And this is when we meet the new director, played by Jason O'Mara. He seems like a cool dude. He's outgoing, bubbly, smiling, trying to be nice to everybody. He just seems like a really cool guy. He's trying to get on with everybody. And we learn why Coulson dropped out of being director. He didn't want to be the face of this new S.H.I.E.L.D. when the way it's being ran. So this is why Jeffrey got brought in. Jeffrey's the new director, so he got brought in for that reason. Now back to the lady in the box. We gain a bit more info on her, and we see she's released more of her buddies, more ghost pals from her past. There's quite a few of them, and we just learn more stuff. And they mentioned a book called The Darkhold, which is a book of the dead, basically, and we kind of learn that might be the reason they're like that. And they mentioned someone who did something to them, so maybe the book, her trying to get the book and the guy they're talking about together kind of messed things up, reading the Book of the Dead maybe, and turned them into ghosts. And maybe that's connected to Ghost Rider in a way. Maybe the Book of the Dead's like a contract from Mephisto, or it's just a book of names that the Ghost Riders have killed, because maybe there's a few out there and have been killing people, so maybe the book's like a record, or maybe connected to why Robbie is Ghost Rider. And during the back and forth with Daisy and Robbie, we find out about a facility called Memorax, I think, which is where the ghost people are. And when Robbie hears this, he flips out and drives like a bat out of hell to this facility, and we don't really know why. Maybe it's connected to why he's Ghost Rider or something. We don't fully know. We just know he's angry and wants to get there as fast as he can. And in the process of doing this, Daisy saves Fitz and Matt, because they're getting there. They're on the trail of ghost signals, and they find them in that room and they get in there. But one of the ghosts is set the room to explode, like the facility to just go kaboom. And in the process, he shows up and try to get Mac and all that to go insane by touching them. And Mac gets trapped inside this room, and he can't get out because Fitz isn't strong enough to pull the thing, and it's jammed. So he starts doing the computers and all that, and in the process Daisy comes in and uses her powers to get them out. And a little confrontation happens between them back on the plane. They're healing up her hand, they're putting out a splint that she's really badly hurt her bones because she's overusing her powers. And it's a very emotional scene of just them, why are you doing this? Why aren't you with us anymore? Why did you just abandon us? It's a very emotional scene. I felt very sorry for Mac in that scene, as he really cares about her, and just getting that flung back in his face was a very heartbreaking moment for him. I could tell. It was really sad to watch, actually. And then we go back to S.H.I.E.L.D., where May is going absolutely crazy. May has been affected by the ghost. She's been touched by one of them, like the Chinese guys from the last episode, and she's seen people have zombie skull faces, their eyes and mouth go black, their voice deepens, when they look and sound like demon zombies kinda. She's flipping out, kicking the shit out of everybody, punching, kicking, just flipping them all around, just beating the hell out of them. This is when the new director steps in and knocks her ass out. He just grabs her head and smacks her against the wall. And this is when the big reveal of this episode comes in. The new director, Jeffrey, is an inhuman. He's got superpowers, and she punches the crap out of him. He doesn't feel anything, and he knocks her out. And there's a lot of theories going around that he is the Patriot, the third Captain America, so he's like connected to the 40s. I think it's quite a cool way to take it if he's an inhuman, instead of saying, oh, he's been injected by a super soldier serum. So I'm really wondering who he is, and down the line I can see that getting teased too and all that. And in this episode, after the reveal, we see a bit of a darker side to him. He's not revealing anything, he's keeping everything close to his chest. He flings out in a old classified thing at Coulson. Now, you can't know about that, Coulson. It's classified when he's handling May, me. But again, that's how a director is. He tells you what you need to know and you go do your missions. So I don't know if the darker sides just hint at him being an inhuman villain. I hope he isn't. But I think it's just him being a director, being a bit, authority. He's like, no, you can't know about that. It's classified. Go do your job. So hopefully he's not an inhuman villain. I'm just really interested in seeing who he's going to be. If he is the Patriot, that's pretty cool. It's a cool way to take things. And then the episode ends with Robbie and Daisy kind of becoming a team, being a duo, as he wants to find out what's going on. As he thinks everything might be connected to him, like the killings, the ghost people, and just what's going on. As he's the Ghost Rider, it might be connected to him. So they kind of become a team to figure out what the hell's going on. And that's how the episode ends. And this was still a good episode. Wasn't good as the first one. It's not as action-packed, not as much things blowing up, Ghost Rider battles and stuff like that. But it was a really well done character developed story. If they're not going to bring it with the action, they have to bring it with the character development and just the characters in general, and they did. There was a lot of good character moments in here. The Robbie and Daisy development was quite cool, and them getting their anger out with each other and kind of just learning to get a bit of common ground, maybe become friends, or as much as friends as they can be, just try and track down what's going on. Now with Ghost Rider, the CG wasn't as good this time around, but it wasn't terrible, and he wasn't in it for long. He's maybe in it for a scene. He turns into Ghost Rider, kills the ghost that was trying to kill Mac and Fitz, and he walks over to a wall, takes something off a board, and walks out the room, so he's barely there. But it didn't look as good, and I hope they haven't blown the budget and just can't show him as often. I hope they're just teetering it out, slowing it down, let you learn more about him and see him in awesome moments here and there. And then at the end of the season, the last few episodes, he'll be Ghost Rider way more often, maybe killing demons and all that. Maybe the Darkhold releases stuff, so he's Ghost Rider killing all these things. Yeah, that would be really cool. But yeah, it just wasn't as good and wasn't as long, so hopefully they haven't blown it. Hopefully, and they're just slowing it down a bit. I really hope that's the reason. And we find out a bit more about the new director, his relationship with everybody, just how he is. He seems like a nice guy, he's smiling in public, but then got a bit more serious after we found out he was an Inhuman and things went down with May. I hope he's not an Inhuman villain. I hope he maybe is the Patriot. That'd be a nice way to take it. So not everybody who's an Inhuman is a villain. I hope they don't go down that route again. But he seems like a nice guy and a bit more sinister side to him. But again, he's just a director. That's what they do. And they tell you what you need to know and you go do your job. So him, if he's the Patriot, awesome. That's an awesome way to take it. And I'm loving the more supernatural elements we're getting in this season. When the Darkhold, the Ghosts, Ghost Rider, and now Doctor Strange coming out in the MCU movies, I think it's a great way to take it. As we're going to have to keep along, keep going with what the MCU's doing, so they're in time and they feel like the same universe. The new Ghost stuff is cool, and the Darkhold sounds interesting, intriguing. Ghost Rider's awesome, and I'm hoping to see more of him out there. Maybe Mephisto's involved, maybe he's the big villain. Yeah, that would be amazing if he's the main villain, and there'd be demons going around, demonic presences, Ghost Rider going around killing them all. Yeah, that would be really cool. I'm really interested to find out more about Robbie, how he became Ghost Rider. Maybe there'll be a flashback episode. We find out, maybe him dying and a spirit comes to him or something. I don't really know, but I'm loving when they're taking this. So for this episode, I'm going to give it a quality. It was still a really good episode. Wasn't as good as the first one. It's not as much action packed, as much going on, Ghost Rider battle, stuff exploding, but it was a good character development story, a lot of good character moments, and just learning more about everybody who's new, the new director, Robbie, Memorax, or whatever that facility is, the ghosts and all that. So yeah, it was still a good episode. So episode 2, Meet the New Boss, gets a quality. And I'm going to leave the video here, guys. So if you like the video, rock out on that like button, leave a comment down below and tell me your thoughts on the first 2 episodes of season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what you think of Ghost Rider, if you think he's awesome and you just want to see more of him or whatever, how you think things are going to go down, and Ghosts, the Darkhold, and just all this other stuff, and the director, if he's the Patriot to you guys, if you think he is, or if you think he's something else, maybe he's a bit more sinister, maybe he is the villain, I don't really know. So leave a comment down below and tell me your thoughts on all the things that have been going on in the Ghost and Meet the New Boss, and also don't forget to subscribe, as it does really help me out, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.